Now, what is it that you would like to talk to me today?
I wanted to speak to you about my anxious tendencies.
What do you mean by anxious tendencies?
I think I just have a lot of sort of anxious habits a lot of the time, and also sort of mostly stress just getting in the way of school and my focus.
And could you describe some of these anxious tendencies to me?
Let's see. I guess just lack of focus when I'm trying to do my schoolwork, because I'll sort of be thinking about other things when I'm trying to focus on one thing, because I'll have a billion different things on my mind because there's a million different things on my agenda.
And what is the most recent example that you could give me when this has occurred?
Well, I guess this week I had 3 midterms and 3 assignments, and I'm sort of still struggling to finish everything by the end of the week, and it's just sort of been really a stressful experience. And
Of course.
yeah.
And how do you deal with it?
Sort of try to prioritize myself, make a checklist, and think about what's the most important, and then sort of make a chart. And I'll write down, basically, based on my priorities, I'll write down what's the most important thing, get that done, and then so on. But I guess just really try and focus on what I need to get done now and stop thinking about the future and how much stress I'm going to be going through later, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And do you find that these coping mechanisms that you've come up with, do they help reduce your anxiety?
Sort of, yeah, in a way, but I think that I've been trying to find other ways to cope with it as well.
Could you elaborate on these other ways?
I guess I try to find some time for meditation or just exercising even, and trying to find something that'll take my mind off it or give me the energy to be able to get my stuff done.
Do you find that you're lacking in energy right now?
A little bit, but I've been waking up early lately and I don't feel so groggy. I think it's just the fact my sleeping pattern is also affecting it. So sleeping in a lot will make me feel more tired than I need to be, because I'm probably oversleeping. But definitely waking up early has been helping a lot.
What else do you find is affecting your sleeping pattern, perhaps?
Maybe, well, I mean, it's very irregular. I guess I go out sometimes on the weekends and that'll mess it up. And sometimes I'll have early classes, sometimes I'll have late classes, so just that fact will like change my sleeping pattern every week and throw me off almost.
So what I'm hearing is that you have been dealing with these anxious tendencies for a while, and you're still trying to figure out new ways in trying to reduce it, and a lot of other factors are coming into play, such as your sleeping pattern, which is irregular, and it's due to a number of things, which is school as well, on top of your social life. And this is very normal for a university student. And am I hearing you correctly?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, good. So what would you describe as your ideal situation, the perfect world, if you will?
I think probably just being able to have a regular sleeping pattern despite my social life and my schoolwork piled onto more schoolwork. I think it would be good to just be stress-free and just feel relaxed all the time, and being able to even make time for myself to have exercise, because I think that would be a factor that would really improve everything in my life.
Right. And have you noticed that there's been an increase, for example, in your anxious tendencies at certain points in your life, or has it pretty much remained consistent?
I think actually I've improved a lot in my anxious tendencies, because you could really see it like in my face. You could see the tiredness in my face. My skin was bad when I was more stressed last semester, and I think this semester I've tried really hard to just use relaxing skills and
And you compared it to last semester. How about in previous years?
Previous years, I don't know, I mean, my courses weren't as difficult, so I don't think I really took it as seriously as I am now. Especially my social life was a lot more exciting in first year, and
Right.
Sort of it was a priority to me. But now one of my greater priorities definitely is my academics. So
And does anyone else in your family have these similar anxious tendencies as you?
yeah, actually, I think I get it from my father. To be honest, he can be a very anxious person about. I mean, a lot more than myself. It's more generalized than anything. So I think maybe being around him would make it make my anxiety a lot stronger. But my mom's actually a very calm person, so she's actually the opposite of my dad. So I don't think that
Opposites attract.
yeah, but I don't think that don't think I'm getting that genetically from her, but it definitely can run in the family in some ways, and genetically, and yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're perhaps in the presence of your father, these anxious tendencies seem to come out more?
I'd say so. I mean, at the same time, he's my dad, and he's also very comforting, so, I mean, it's only really when he's anxious, I'm anxious, so it's not like I'm anxious whenever I'm around him.
Right.
He can also really, like, help me through my anxiety because he goes through the same thing. Like, he knows how I feel almost.
Could you give me an example of the kind of advice, perhaps, or the support that he's given you in that situation?
Sure. I guess, I mean, if I stressed about school, I would call him, and he would just sort of tell me exactly what I do now. I mean, prioritize what you need to do. Sort of just relax, and if you're gonna be anxious and freak out about something, it's only gonna make it worse. So I think that really helps me, and even just talking to a parent is soothing in a way, and just knowing that, like, they raised me right, so I know that they're guiding me in the right direction.
Of course, and that he has your best interest in
Yes,
mind,
exactly.
I'm sure. And could you describe to me perhaps your worst situation that you've had revolving around anxious tendencies?
The worst situation. I mean, back in high school, probably my last year in high school, I could probably relate to it now. It's just the first thing that came to my mind. But I mean, I was really trying to get into university. I was in all academic classes, trying to work up my grades to a mid to high 80, and also I was dancing at the time, and I also had a part-time job and a boyfriend. So
you had a lot of things going on.
Oh yeah,
it sounds like.
Definitely. And one time I got sick with a really bad flu, and I was behind in my choreography. I was behind in class. I was like calling in sick for work. Like I was basically behind in everything. Like, not to mention my social life had depleted, and I didn't get to spend a lot of time with my boyfriend at the time and whatnot. So I think that put a lot of stress on me, but I think I overcame it pretty well. I mean, I'm pretty good at catching up on things, and I think that's something that, I mean, I get anxious, but like I always end up succeeding, so I don't even know why I'm anxious half the time.
And perhaps the pressure makes you push yourself and work even harder
Maybe.
to sustain those, to meet those goals and expectations that you have for yourself, because it sounds like to me that you have set very high standards for yourself.
Yes,
Could I be
definitely.
correct in saying that?
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, I can tell you're an overachiever, to say the least. But what is it that you would like to take out of this?
Out of our session? It's just nice to talk to someone about my stress and anxiety, because even just talking about it and talking about what I can do about it, or what I am doing about it already, it helps me relax. Just that helps me relax.
Right.
So that's really nice.
Well, it sounds like our session has come to a closing. However, is there anything else you would like to add or ask me?
I don't think so.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time to see me.
Thanks.